All right, let's dive into something we've all felt, but maybe can't quite explain. That instant click you get with certain people. You know the one. Well, what if I told you it's not some random magic? Nope. It's actually some pretty fascinating neuroscience, and we're gonna break it all down. I mean, think about it. You meet someone new, and within minutes, it's like a switch just flips. The conversation just flows, you feel seen, you feel understood, almost like you've known them forever. It's a wild feeling, right? But what is really going on inside our heads when that connection happens? Okay, so here's the first big mind blower. That instant connection feeling, it's less about your soul finding its mate and way more about your brain finding what it wants more than anything else. A feeling of safety, a sense of predictability. Yep, you heard that right. Prediction. In any social situation, but especially in relationships, our brain's top priority is to predict what's going to happen next. It's constantly running these little background checks, asking, can I rely on this person? Are their reactions going to make sense to me? It's basically a very old survival instinct wearing a modern dating outfit. And you can literally see how this plays out in the brain. So on one hand, when you meet someone who kind of matches your emotional vibe, your brain can just chill out. The mental effort, the cognitive load goes way down because it doesn't have to work so hard to figure them out. And the threat signals, they quiet right down. But an unpredictable person, oh man, that just lights up all the alarms. It's stressful. And this whole thing goes so much deeper than just liking the same movies or music. It turns out we are subconsciously constantly scanning for people who are, in a way, emotional mirrors of ourselves. And this isn't just a theory. I'm talking about huge studies. We're talking millions of couples that have found that people consistently, and I mean consistently, end up with partners who have similar anxiety levels, similar mood patterns, and even the exact same ways of dealing with stress. There's actually a term for it, assortative pairing. So, you know when someone says something like this, it might sound a little cheesy, but it is a real, literal neurological thing that's happening. Thanks to what are called mirror neuron systems, we actually co-regulate with each other. Their calm can literally make our nervous system calmer. Their stress can trigger our stress. So that feeling of being at home with someone, that's your brain recognizing an emotional landscape that feels incredibly familiar. But, and this is a huge but, here's the twist. That same incredible system that makes us feel so safe and comfortable, well, it can also become a trap. Because what happens when the emotional patterns you're mirroring back and forth aren't exactly healthy? That's when that comfort can start to feel more like a cage. And this leads us to the heart of the problem, a concept called emotional entrenchment. It's really just a formal way of saying you're stuck. It's what happens when two people's similar anxieties or unhealthy coping habits lock together and create this feedback loop that makes it almost impossible for either person to grow or to change. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? That amazing, profound feeling of being deeply understood can sometimes be a mask for the reality that you're both just stuck in the same emotional rut. The connection is absolutely real, but instead of pushing you forward, it keeps you right where you are. So let's just walk through how this actually works. Okay, so partner A gets stressed out about something. Partner B, who has a really similar stress profile, reads those signals perfectly, like they're reading a book, and immediately starts to mirror that same stress. Well, that reaction just validates and even cranks up partner A's original stress. And before you know it, this whole negative loop becomes this familiar, predictable dance. It almost feels comfortable, even though it's keeping both of you on high alert all the time. Okay, I know that sounds a little bleak, but it is not all doom and gloom, I promise. Just knowing this stuff is happening is the first, most powerful step to breaking the cycle. The goal isn't to find someone totally different from you. It's to use that similarity to grow together and build something truly healthy. See, the real sweet spot, the ultimate goal, isn't just about finding your emotional twin. It's about finding someone who gives you that deep emotional resonance, that click, but who also helps you grow and stretch beyond your old habits, beyond those old survival patterns. So here's a little toolkit for you. 3 things you can do. First, start with you. Get really honest and map out your own stress patterns. What sets you off? Second, start paying attention. When you're spinning out, does your partner actually help you calm down, or do they just jump into the panic with you? And third, you gotta be proactive. Find one simple, shared thing. It could be a walk after dinner, a 2-minute breathing exercise, something you do together, consistently, to bring the collective stress level down. So I want to leave you with this final question to think about. A really healthy connection uses that safety of being similar as a launch pad, as a foundation to build brand new strength. An entrenched one, well, it just keeps running the same old survival software over and over again. The big question is, which one are you building? Definitely something to chew on. Thanks so much for tuning in.